Why you understand English but can't answer fast. You understand the question. That is the annoying part. Someone looks at you and says, "Where are you from?" Or, "What do you do?" Or, "Did you like the movie?" Nothing difficult. You know these words. You have heard them before. Maybe you have even said the answer in your head 100 times, alone in your room. But now a real person is waiting. And suddenly, your English is not ready. It is not gone. Not really. It is somewhere in your head moving slowly, looking for its shoes. The person waits. You smile. Your brain becomes very busy. Should I say I'm from or I come from? Is this too simple? What if my accent sounds strange? What if I use the wrong tense? Why am I taking so long? Then you say something tiny. France. Or yes. Or good. Or maybe you laugh and say, "My English is not very good." And then, 5 minutes later, when the conversation is over, the perfect answer arrives. Of course it does. Now your brain says, "I'm from France. I live in Paris. I work in—" Nice. Clear. Too late. If this happens to you, the problem is not that you don't know English. The problem is that speaking is fast. Listening gives you time. Even when someone talks quickly, you can follow the idea, catch some words, and guess the rest. If you miss one sentence, the next one helps you. Listening is a little forgiving. Speaking is not like that. When you speak, you have to choose the words, put them in order, move your mouth, watch the other person's face, think about grammar and pronunciation, and plan what comes next, all at the same time. That is why your brain freezes. It is not empty. It is crowded. A lot of learners say, "I understand English, but I can't speak." But maybe a better sentence is this: "I understand English when it comes to me. I struggle when I have to send it back." That is a different skill. It is like watching someone cook and then standing in the kitchen yourself. Watching helps. You learn a lot. But when the pan is hot and someone is waiting for dinner, everything feels different. Real conversation has pressure, not always big pressure. Sometimes it is just a small question at a cafe. Anything else? You understood it. You only want to say no, that's all. But for 1 second, your mind searches through every English sentence you have ever learned. No, that's all. No, thank you. Which one is best? The worker is still waiting. So you point, you smile, you say, "Okay." Then you walk away and think, "Why didn't I just say no, thank you?" Because in that moment you were not only answering, you were checking yourself. And checking takes time. One part of you wants to talk. Another part stands behind it with a red pen. Wrong word. Wrong sound. Too simple. Be careful. No one can speak freely with that voice behind them. And the strange thing is, you may speak better when you are alone. In your room, your English is not bad at all. You explain things, you answer imaginary questions, you even surprise yourself. Then a real person asks, "So, what do you think?" And your nice room English hides under the bed. This does not mean your practice is useless. It means quiet English and real English are not the same situation. Quiet English lets you stop. Real English keeps moving. Quiet English has no face. Real English has eyes. That face may be kind. The person may not be judging you at all. But your brain still feels the eyes. So it hurries. And when it hurries too much, it drops everything. So what helps? The answer is not to memorize bigger sentences. Not first. Many learners try to prepare long, smart, perfect answers. They want to sound fluent before they let themselves speak. But real speaking usually starts small. Very small. Someone says, "How was your weekend?" You don't need to begin with, "My weekend was enjoyable because I spent quality time with my family." You can just say, "It was good. I saw my family." That is enough. Then you add one more piece. "We had dinner together. Nothing special, but it was nice." Now it sounds real. Not perfect. Real. You do not need the whole answer before you begin. You only need the first small piece. "It was good. I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe." Can you say that again? Let me think for a second. These sentences are not weak. They are useful. They keep the conversation open while your brain catches up. A short answer is not failure. A pause is not failure. Even in your own language, you pause. You say, you look away. You forget a word. Nobody calls that a disaster. But in English, every small pause feels bigger. You think the other person can see everything happening inside your head. They probably cannot. Most people are not waiting for perfect grammar. They are waiting for meaning. If they understand you, the conversation is alive. That is the goal. One more thing slows you down: translation. It feels safe because it starts in your own language. But in a real conversation, it becomes a long road. First, you think of the idea in your language. Then you search for the English. Then you worry it sounds wrong. And by then, the moment has moved. So use the English you already have. Small, clear, fast. Maybe your idea is big. Fine. Your first sentence can still be simple. "I agree." "I don't agree." "I had the same problem." And one more. Very useful. "I don't know the word, but I mean..." If you forget receipt, say the small paper after you pay. If you forget appointment, say a time to meet the doctor. This is not cheating. This is speaking. Real speakers get around missing words all the time. They say, the thing, and they keep going. You are allowed to keep going too. The goal is not to sound like a textbook. The goal is to stay in the conversation. So train the part that is slow. Not only your eyes, not only your ears, your mouth. Every day, ask yourself one simple question and answer out loud. What did I do today? The first time it comes out flat. I worked and came home. Good. Try again. More natural. Nothing special. I worked, came home, ate something, and now I'm tired. That sounds like a person. Do it with easy questions. What did I eat today? What do I need to do tomorrow? Keep the answers short. Short is fine. Short is the point. You are teaching your mouth to arrive faster. At first, the answer comes late, then less late, then a little faster. Then one day, someone asks you a normal question, and you answer before you have time to be afraid. Maybe the sentence is simple. Good. Simple is not the enemy. Getting stuck is the enemy. A simple answer now is better than a perfect answer after the moment is gone. So the next time someone asks you something in English, don't search for the best answer first. Start with a small one. "It was good. I'm not sure. Can you repeat that? Let me think." That is not bad English. That is real English starting. The first sentence is the hardest. It opens the door. The second is usually easier. You understand English. That already matters. Now you are just training your mouth to meet your mind faster. Some days, you will still think of the perfect answer 5 minutes too late. That is okay. 5 minutes becomes 2 minutes. 2 minutes becomes 10 seconds. And one day, not in a dramatic way, not with perfect grammar, you will answer. Fast enough, clear enough, real enough. Not because your English became perfect, because your English learned how to move.